Yo, 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 yo. What's going on? What's going on? It's Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, Tbkc, and all that sweet, beautiful, wonderful shit. Now, um, I want to talk about this whole conflict. And what it is a lot of you are having a problem with deciphering between two different things. And a lot of it's because of the lies that are being told. Like I talked about in the Bashar interview, how he just kept on lying, how he kept on just really just making up shit, literally just writing a fairy tale novel, even to the point of saying something as stupid as that. If the dog has straight stifles, then you don't count the high rear and the bad top line against him because it was really only one flaw because of the stiff stifles. That's bullshit. Every flaw goes together. If one flaw causes another flaw, you still have those flaws. That's why this shit is a science and an art, and you shouldn't be creating dogs with one flaw, because if it throws your whole dog apart, then your whole dog is trash. It's just that simple. It's a tough sport. So this extreme thing, and this is what I'm getting bothered with. They want it both ways. They want to bring in big overdone dogs that aren't symmetrical, don't have good symmetry at all. They're just super super wide in the front, and then they're really long in the back. Then they're narrow a lot of times in the rear. They're built more like Dachshunds than anything. Big front loaded Dachshunds. A totally different head that resembles the bulldogs that they use to make these dogs. All of these different things. Their dogs can have bad bites, their dogs can have high rears. Going back to the extreme class in itself, you know what I mean? Their dogs, they'll convince you that their stiff ass stifles is one flaw if y'all listen to Bashar, when in reality, the dog has a bad top line, the dog has a high rear, the dog is stiff in the stifles. A lot of times, most of those dogs are cowhawked in the back also, because of the way they're built. So you have all these flaws, but then they want to tell you about how great the dog is in the extreme class. Look, he's extreme. He's a stack off dog. And they say that, and I agree. Okay, it's a stack off dog, because the stack off is basically, let's just see, it depends on how you want to do it, but most of the time in their perspective, it's whose dog is the widest from the front. So if that's what you're doing, that's what the fuck you're doing. Stop bringing, that world and trying to mesh it and make that the standard for the confirmation dogs, because the confirmation dogs is something totally different. The confirmation dogs, you do get held accountable for every flaw that you have. Every characteristic that's not in the standard, you get held accountable for that. It's not a show to see how impressive you are from the front. This is why I said separate the breeds. If all you extreme guys, junk breeders as far as I'm concerned, but all you stream guys, if you want to have a contest of whose dog is bigger from the front, do that. But don't then, when people call you out for the horrible confirmation that you have, start making up lies about the confirmation. A confirmation show is, yes, your dog is supposed to have a good top line. Yes, your dog is supposed to have good feet. Yes, your dog is supposed to be very symmetrical and built proportionately, where one part of his body is not totally outshining the rest of his body. Everything is supposed to be put together in an adequate sequence. This is the way that the dog world works, not just the American bully works. But now what we have the internet guys, the guys who sell a lot of dogs, guys who have been around a long time, and you people look up to them as if their word is some kind of gospel. And the truth of the matter is, use your common sense. Do a little reading up on a confirmation show. Do a little reading up on actual structure and the anatomy of a dog, breaking down how the dog starts from his skeletal frame and how it's built up and every part works together. If you understand this, you'll understand why there are certain issues with the way that those dogs are built. You can't have a dog that's overloaded, that carries too much mass on his frame in one way or the other, because things start to fall apart. You know what I mean? You can't have a dog that, is too heavy in the front and very thin in the back, but he's supposed to be driving, what I'm saying, from the back also. It throws things apart. It causes ligament damage. It causes structural damage, because it's a displacement of weight. It's a displacement of overall energy in the dog's body. This is why these dogs are built a certain way. Even if you look at a Dachshund, its rear matches its front. It's a very long body, but its rear matches its front. Its top line is meant to carry that extended, that extended body. It's put together in a proper fashion. Right now, just to make anything, like it's frustrating because we've got uneducated people educating people. We've got a lot of y'all, y'all use the term hater, and it's bothersome. It's very, very bothersome, because the fact of the matter is that we know most of y'all consider this y'all business, and y'all go out and it's everything about selling everything. But the thing of it is that it's polluting the breed with more and more horrible genetics, that when y'all are done making money, and as Bashar say, y'all no longer give a fuck about these dogs, once the money dries up, somebody is going to be left with the cleanup job, with all of this damage that has been done to the genetics, all this damage that has been done to the community and the worldwide perception of this breed as a large group of puppy millers and unhealthy breeders. Somebody's going to be left to clean all of that up, and a lot of us still care about the dogs and what they're supposed to be. Hopefully, in the long run, we get to the point of understanding that simply what happened in this breed, and like I told y'all, I want to keep on saying it, because that's one of the reasons that the interview is down. Bashar told y'all, Dave Wilson with his sellout ass decided to turn the American Bully into the extreme class, after he came out publicly and told y'all they was getting rid of the extreme class because of all the issues that came with it. When the money was right for him, he made the whole entire breed the extreme class. And I'm sure he's profited well off of it, but the dogs have suffered. We see the issues that are going on with the dogs. We see most of these dogs not being able to make it past 5 years. We see now that everybody who puts their dogs on TikTok have to put a song over the video, because you don't want people to hear how your dog is breathing. We literally have idiots who are supposed to be considered, some of the top breeders in the ABKC, going and doing lives and telling people to breed two dogs together that already have serious breathing issues. And if the puppies come out with serious breathing issues, you can still breed the puppies, just fix the breathing issue that you already compounded. This is what y'all telling people, man. A guy who's supposed to be well respected in our community and literally supposed to be the head of the community, telling people that size is more important than confirmation. Whether y'all know it or not, confirmation is a signal of health. So basically, in many ways, what he's telling you is that size is more important than health. It's a reason why you don't hear these puppy milling ass, I'm gonna save my words, but those guys, you'll never hear them do any lives and talk about health. You'll never hear them talk about the cardiovascular systems. I don't even know if they're capable. I know Dave is, but the other ones aren't. They dumb as a box of fucking rocks. But they'll never talk about you never should breed a dog with heart murmurs, which is a general rule throughout the dog community. They'll never tell you you should never breed a dog with elongated palates. General rule throughout the dog community. They'll never tell you about how life expectancy in this breed has dropped from well over 10 years. A lot of our older dogs were living 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years. I can name you a bunch of them, just rattling on them off. They live long, healthy lives without any crazy supplements or anything to try to make them live longer, just dog food. And they were living to now, most of these dogs are checking out between 3 and 5 years old. And a lot of them are checking out due to cardiovascular issues. Dogs having heart attacks, dogs having panic attacks, dog having all these attacks. This is all a part of what we're seeing going on, and it's not being addressed by the people who are trying to sell you dogs. They're not really trying to sell you a dog. They're trying to sell you a dream. Their end all be all is not to make quality, it's to make money. The community is suffering from it, plain and simple. I'm sure they'll come back with personal attacks. They'll probably tell you, oh, I got some other chick pregnant somewhere across the world with a baby that I don't take care of, or some shit. They make up a new story every 3 days. But the truth of the matter is y'all have to see through the bullshit. The reason why they can make up lies like I didn't produce my dogs and I didn't do these things is because of the message that I'm giving you right now. They want to discredit me as a breeder. They want to discredit me as a man, and they're willing to lie and do everything about it, but they're not willing to have this conversation. And this conversation is, should dogs be healthy? Is it okay to breed dogs with heart murmurs? Is it okay to breed dogs with severely bad hips? Is it okay to breed, you know what I'm saying, dogs with elongated palates and other breathing issues that require surgery to fix them? They don't want to have that conversation because there's all kind of medical evidence that backs up the fact that that is an absolute no, and that these dogs' lives will not be a happy life, and it'll be a very, 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 very short life. Even with a dog, you know, and I mentioned hips. Yes, even dogs with severely bad hips, their lives is greatly shortened. You have to put them down, you know, as soon as the hips start to deteriorate. And some of these dogs, their hips are deteriorating shortly after a year old, to the point that it becomes debilitating before they're 18 months to 2 years old. This is what we're talking about, and these are the things that they don't want to talk about. These are the things that I will continue to talk about. Healthy dogs matter. I don't care who you get your dog from. Is it healthy? Are they doing the right things? Are they being very selective in their process? If they are not a good breeder, and you shouldn't deal with them. It's that simple. Until next time, y'all, God bless. Much love. Peace.